Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Parking the Bus, a fantasy football podcast. Yes, it's episode 10 of the podcast where two friends discuss fantasy football and find out if defense is actually the best form of attack. I'm your host, Callum McAvoy, not joined as ever by my good friend Jack Murray, but instead joined by my not as good friend, Kenneth Sanchez. Good evening, Kenneth. How are you?
Hi, Callum. I'm not too bad.
Oh, you're not too bad. I'm surprised, I must say, because you had a quite atrocious week on our fantasy league.
Well, Cal, I thought we agreed not to mention the game week before your podcast.
Oh no, this is just for the outtakes of the podcast. You're aware we have outtakes, right? You listen, don't you, Kenneth?
Yeah, no, of course. Every week, Callum. I know about the outtakes, obviously.
Yes. So that's all this is. Some gentle ribbing. So Kenneth, I checked today, and you scored 31 points this game week, which is if I may say so, pitiful. What kind of things do you blame that down to?
Well, again, I don't really want to dwell on my game week, but obviously, it wasn't great. Salah blanked. He was my captain, and a lot of things went wrong. But let's talk about the future game weeks that you told me I was here to discuss.
Yes, so Salah had a disallowed goal, and he hit the post, and he ended up scoring just 4 points as your captain. And as the listeners will have heard, I wildcarded this week, and I brought in Heung-min Son. I captained him, and he got 22 points, which isn't actually too far away from your total of 31.
Well, Cal, that's one way to look at it. But again, I don't want to dwell on my game week. I know you got more points than me. Let's move forward and talk about the next future game weeks of FPL.
Yes, of course. In the future, do you expect to be better at the game, or do you think that you will continue showing pretty poorly at fantasy football?
Well, ideally, I would like to do better, Cal. It's a bit of a not nice question, if I might say, but ideally, I like to do better than that. It's a bit shit for me.
Did you see that I had Sice and he got subbed before Wolves conceded a goal, so he kept his clean sheets points, whereas your Cody didn't because he stayed on. Quite unfortunate for you, wasn't it? So the wild card worked out exceptionally for me. Ken, would you consider wild carding given how terrible your team is?
Well, there's my wildcard team, Cal. So that's a bit mean again.
You've already wild carded.
Yeah,
that is unfortunate. So you have to wait until game week 20 to wild card again. I expect you'll use that as soon as possible.
Well, again, Cal, that's a bit on the nose, but yeah, ideally, I'd wait for that wild card when it comes.
Yes, I think that's best. You don't want to get too far behind.
Yeah. Well, Cal, let's stop talking about my game week and your game week, which was better than mine. Let's talk about fantasy football and the reason you brought me here for to discuss whether to get Harry Kane or to get Raheem Sterling. What do you think?
Yes. So about that. I'm afraid my regular co-host Jack is now available. So I don't quite think there's room for 3 people on this. So it will have to be reserved to people who are actually good at fantasy football. So I'm afraid we'll probably have to let you go here, Kenneth. Well, lovely having you on. Bye-bye now. Goodbye.
Fuck you, Callum.